Now, obviously, I could do a one over on TikTok and Instagram and be like looking and all that. I ain't doing that shit. We're gonna do what the fuck we want to do. Check this video out, man. So, check a couple of these out, right? And please give me you already know, give me your feedback on this. I mean, all right?
We're doing it. We're doing it. And I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am.
Show me the future. Eliminated? That's not supposed to happen.
The war's not going as expected, is it, Alex?
It don't be looking like it is, Mr. Teal.
You know what that means, Alex.
Yes, Peter. The Samson option.
If Israel's existence is threatened, it will launch dozens of nuclear warheads at every major city in every country, taking the whole planet down with it. The fallout from these blasts will block out the sun, initiating a decade-long nuclear winter and a mass extinction of life on Earth. Think about it. We can start all over. Humanity can be reborn.
Do it, Alex. Press the button. End the world.
Huh? Don't do it, Alex. Come on, man. You better than that.
End the world, end the world, end the world.
Don't do it, Alex. You know this ain't it.
End the world,
Think about the consequences, man.
Push it, do it.
Come on.
Do it, Alex. Don't do it, Alex.
More cupcakes!
Yes, master.
More cupcakes!
Yes, master.
More cupcakes!
Yes, master.
Om nom nom nom, so good! Om nom 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 nom, just the frosting for me. Mmm, yummy.
Good afternoon, America. I'm coming to you very important information. I want you to listen me very carefully. Since Israel has been defeated miserably in Middle East, the war against Iran, now Israel is willing to use the second plan in America. Israel wants to use its, listen carefully, want to use its drones to attack American shopping malls, American schools, American businesses. So, to push Donald Trump into war the harshest way he can. And also want to keep certain people to take the public support from Iran to America. For example, Candace Owen, Tucker Carlson, Jared Kushner is the Donald Trump son-in-law, Donald Trump himself, and few American Democrat Party leaders. So, you as American, please be aware. Tomorrow when your country has been attacked through Israeli people, don't ever blame Iranian people. I'm giving information in advance. I thank you.
I hope the gun is stolen.
That's insane. I am baffled right now.
I bet
That's
you
a lot
are.
of money. Yeah, it is. I'm just gonna sit.
No one just drives around with $60,000 in cash.
You don't.
Just hang out in front of the car over there.
Compliant. Why do you have a dog?
Whoa.
Son of
Whoa.
Guess he just saw the money.
Yeah. Thank you. That's a lot of cash.
That is a lot of cash.
To you.
A lot of cash and a firearm.
Holy crap.
Look, getting greedy.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's 60 grand. Holy crap.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Lame.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen that much cash.
I bet you
in
have.
person. That's insane. I am baffled right now.
You run a firearm sale.
Please be stolen. Please be stolen.
Please be stolen.
Got a concealed carry. Yeah. Right here. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
I'm just gonna sit.
No one just drives around with $60,000 in cash.
Danny makes a good point. Typically with that large of currency, you have to have some sort of like documentation.
Did y'all just hear that? I hope the gun is stolen. And now they talking about the 60 grand that they found in this hip hop artist's car like they just fucking hit the lottery. This is the problem. When law enforcement starts hoping for crime instead of investigating facts, that's not public safety, that's government overreach. There's like no fucking way, two ways about it. It's government overreach. And when officers don't fully understand the laws that they're supposed to be enforcing, everyday Americans get caught up in the crossfire of their ignorance, but your ignorance too. Then when you add, like in this case, you add potentially civil asset forfeiture in the mix where your money could get taken without you even being convicted of a crime. That's how $60,000 go into turning to evidence instead of an American's private property. And the scary part about that is this shit is normal because the public is not educated or involved in civics. If you don't know your rights, if you don't understand the system, you are the system's easiest fucking target. Again, no two ways about it. Type the word civics if you're watching this on Instagram right now, and you'll get access to our civics operating system and protocol. So you actually know and understand the rules that they're supposed to be playing by. Because what you just watched, that shit is not rare. That is normalized, and what happens when people don't know and the government counts on your ignorance and confusion. My name is Maj Toure, the founder of Solutionary University. Hope to see you in our civics operating system soon. Be safe, be solutionary.
This one right here, this girl, I don't know. I don't get all into this. Y'all tell me about her. That one right there, this female, man.
Hello, my name is Katie Groves, and I am a survivor of the child snuff industry. This video is about my experience growing up in a child snuff ring known as Uncle Sam's Snuff Factory. This ring was located in Central Texas, and I will speak about it in the past tense only because I do not have current knowledge of its existence. But that does not mean I have any reason to believe that it has been shut down. Based on my hazy recollections, hazy because of the torture, the dissociation, the drugging, etc., the MKUltra programming, I cannot give you an exact location, but I know that it was somewhere in Central Texas. My home was in Austin, and I recall the drives being about 45 minutes to get to this place. I recall it being in farmland, the entrance at least, but most of the ring being underground. Many people have a hard time believing that child snuff exists, that even snuff exists, then let alone that high-ranking government officials and military agencies orchestrate it. To believe that there are deep underground military bases that commit mass genocide against children, film it, and sell it on the black market for quote-unquote gore whores, snuff fiends, slop sluts, snuff kings. To watch it is unfathomable to most people. Unfortunately, that is reality, and that is a reality I know too well. I spent the first 17 years of my life being taken to that place on a near daily basis, sometimes held for longer periods of time, in which I was incarcerated, did not know if I would ever see daylight again. I've witnessed thousands of murders, largely of children of color, who were systematically targeted for their race by the white supremacist government, which runs the United States. They called it Uncle Sam's Snuff Factory as a private joke, as if it was a mom and pop shop, a local business. Uncle Sam was supposed to be a friendly figure, a figure in American propaganda, you're supposed to look at like a father, like a friend. The Snuff Factory, also known as the Genocide Factory, is the very literal definition of hell on earth. That is not unique. There are other places like it all over the world. I have been trafficked there as well. But what I can say is there is no place like Uncle Sam's. It is one of those places where a person can get literally anything they want for the right price if they have the connections to be there. I have seen wealthy, aristocratic white women ordering children of color on menus to be delivered dead, cooked on platters in a wing of the place they called Cannibal's Kitchen. And the reason I'm alive and the reason I survived is because I was born into an organized crime family involved with the CIA who ran this operation. And I have the genetics, the family background, to be a candidate for perpetration, for continuing the cycle of violence, from being one of the quote-unquote leaders or members of the group involved. So I was kept alive for experimentation, for slavery, for use. I have fought my way out, and if you want to learn about that, you can watch any of the videos on my channel. It'll be informative. But I still suffer every day deeply with the post-traumatic stress. I have polyfragmented dissociative identity disorder as a result. It actually goes beyond polyfragmentation. I have something called exponential fragmentation, which I have spoken of in some videos I'll put in the description below, so that you can understand the level of trauma that this type of abuse can create. I weep for my brothers and sisters in this place. Ones who are undoubtedly still alive and suffering there. I weep for the dead, but death is a merciful option in a place like that. No, that does not mean that I am not grateful for my survival, but grateful is a hard word to use in the circumstance. How does one feel gratitude when they have witnessed such carnage? Because we're not just talking about death, we're talking about the worst possible ways to die. Children being boiled alive in shit and piss that predators paid to donate into iron tubes. We're talking about children cut apart, fed to other children for people's sexual gratification. And most don't want to look at it, and I do not blame you. I do not blame the survivors of this abuse who stay dissociated, who remain used and enslaved because they cannot look either. because they cannot come to terms with their experiences. And I do not blame the general public who will not look. But this is reality. And all I ask of those who watch this is that you remember that while it may be excruciatingly painful for you to look at this reality, to think about this being possible, there are children. I ask you to remember and acknowledge that there are children who are surviving it every day. There are children enduring this, dying in this, and surviving this, who have to carry that pain all alone. And if they can do that, maybe you can muster the strength, if you have it, to look, to think about it just enough to get involved in some way to stop the madness. And no, I do not expect you to find this place, to find these underground trafficking rings, bust down the doors, and rescue these kids. I doubt if that will ever happen before World War III comes, or some epidemic and wipes us all out, while the people who perpetrate this remain alive in their underground worlds, and so on and so forth. I don't even want to go into the whole NWO thing right now. No, I don't expect that from you. I don't expect you to stop this in that way. But there are people fighting human trafficking. There are people who need voices. And at the very least, I encourage you to extend your support in some way to those who have survived, even if you cannot help those who are lost. I don't know how to help those who are lost. But there are people like me, and no, I'm not asking for myself, but for everyone. There are people like me who have survived these things who need help. They need therapists, we need doctors, we need lawyers, we need support, we need friends, we need new family because most of us have lost ours. And if you can be that for somebody, you can help the collective damage created by these rings. And hopefully one day that collective spirit will be strong enough to take this stuff out at its source, to go down into the trenches and actually rescue the majority of the children in child trafficking who never make it out. Thank you.
So let me talk to y'all about why they hid our true past, because they know what really took place is 1,000 times worse than the history we get told. Them slave stories, the picking cotton stories, it goes so much deeper. And we about to get into it. Let me remind y'all of what was really going on. The Trail of Tears. They burnt down our cities. They dropped bombs on us. They built cities on our ancestors' remains. What they couldn't hide, they flooded and called it lakes. They put our people in meat farms, sexual slavery. They had us raise their children while they called us savages. The caskets they go back to dig up and collect as soon as the cemetery's empty. The furnitures they made out of us. The bullets they made out of us. The fireworks they made out of us. The sunscreen they made out of us. The melanin supplements they made out of us. The heirlooms of our ancient relics and our remains that they passed down to this day. The destiny swap that occurred between us and them fake-ass Native Americans who claim to be indigenous people till this day. The banks they tore down. The wealth they took from us. The world fairs. The human zoos that was taking place with our people. The fact that every museum is filled with our shit. The resources they stole. They contaminated the water through heavy metals, contamination, water treatment facilities, aquamation, and called the remains they put in our water and our food an ingredient called calcium phosphate. They cut down our ancient trees and called them mountains. That same tree dust that remained, they left it there and called it sand so nothing would grow. They mined our resources dry and called the deserted lands deserts and canyons. They had our people unknowingly participate in our destruction. They had them work in hospitals where the symptoms don't get treated and the patients get treated like customers. They put up signs in the woods, state to state, saying entry prohibited once you reach a certain distance. They boxed us in on the land they built on top of our ancestors' remains and made us pay bills on it. They hid us from us and gave themselves the credit while demonizing us and our ancestors. So now that the building got lifted, what you gonna do? You gonna choose to remember? Or you gonna go back to that comfortable slumber you was in?
The desire is already fulfilled. Walk through your days as the one who has already received it. When you wake up in the morning, feel the satisfaction of it. When you go to bed at night, rest in the comfort of it. Let your assumption be more real to you than any circumstance. At first, your senses will argue. They will show you a bank account you don't like, a relationship you don't yet have, a body you wish were different. Smile at these things, for they are only the fading remnants of a life you have outgrown. Do not fight them, do not fear them, just ignore them. Then keep living in the end. Keep seeing yourself where you wish to be, not where you are. Keep feeling the joy as if it were already yours. If you persist in this way, the old reality will crumble, and the new one, your chosen one, will rise to take its place. Your only task is to hold to the vision. Everything else is a distraction. Ignore your reality and keep assuming.